In a pivotal development within Tommy Robinson's ongoing legal proceedings, today's court session addressed significant procedural matters rather than delivering a final verdict on his case. The court's focus encompassed three primary issues. 1. Legal merit. Assessing whether Robinson's case possesses sufficient legal grounds to proceed further. Second expedition. Determining the urgency and speed at which the case should advance through the judicial system. Third ruling schedule. Establishing a timeline for when a judge will officially rule on Robinson's treatment at HMP Woodhill. Key development, judicial intervention. A notable event during today's hearing was Judge Chamberlain's directive for government attorneys to engage directly with the governor of HMP Woodhill. This order followed an incident where Robinson's phone call with his King's Counsel, KC, was abruptly terminated, despite explicit court instructions permitting communication with his legal team. This interference has raised substantial concerns regarding the respect for Robinson's rights while in custody, with many labeling it a blatant breach of legal protocol. The necessity for judicial intervention to address prison officials' actions underscores the gravity of the situation. Postponement of ruling initially, Judge Chamberlain intended to issue a decision on the subsequent steps in Robinson's case during today's session. However, considering the arguments presented and the alarming revelations about the interference from HMP Woodhill's leadership, the judge announced a need for additional time to reflect. In his official statement, Judge Chamberlain indicated he would contemplate the submissions overnight, postponing any decision until at least the following day. This unexpected delay directly results from the actions of prison governor Nicola Marfleet, which have introduced further uncertainty into Robinson's legal challenge. Criticism of prison leadership governor Nicola Marfleet of HMP Woodhill faces mounting criticism for her decision to terminate Robinson's legal call, an act that defied court instructions. Accusations of deliberate obstruction of justice have emerged, with many perceiving her actions as an intentional effort to undermine Robinson's ability to defend himself in court. This controversy amplifies existing concerns about potential unfair and politically motivated treatment of Robinson while in custody. Anticipated developments. With the ruling now deferred, attention shifts to Judge Chamberlain's forthcoming decisions. Expedition of the case. Will the judge rule in favor of expediting Robinson's case through the courts? Consequences for interference. Will there be repercussions for the interference caused by HMP Woodhill's leadership? Fair hearing. Will Robinson be granted a fair hearing in light of recent developments? Throughout the morning, legal representatives for both Robinson and the government engaged in rigorous debates concerning his treatment in prison, particularly focusing on privileges such as phone access and visitation rights. At one point, Robinson, participating by a video link, signaled to the court to indicate discrepancies in the government's portrayal of facts. In response, the judge permitted a short recess to allow Robinson to consult with his lawyers. However, during this call, the prison governor abruptly terminated the connection. Robinson promptly informed the court by displaying a handwritten note stating, "I was cut off." Judge Chamberlain addressed this issue by instructing the government's lawyer to contact the prison governor and ensure the call resumed without further interruption. This incident highlighted potential overreach by prison authorities and raised questions about the fairness of Robinson's treatment. Psychological evaluation. A critical component of Robinson's argument was a detailed psychological evaluation presented by his legal team. The assessment highlighted Robinson's struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, conditions exacerbated by previous solitary confinement. The evaluation underscored the detrimental impact of prolonged segregation on Robinson's mental health. Notably, the government did not dispute the psychologist's findings, adding weight to Robinson's claims. Judge's background. A brief exploration into Judge Chamberlain's background reveals a history of supporting free speech and political protest rights. In a past interview, he advocated for stronger freedom of speech laws in the UK, akin to the US First Amendment. While it's speculative to predict how this perspective might influence his rulings, it suggests a potential inclination towards upholding individual rights. The recent developments in Tommy Robinson's legal proceedings have shed light on significant procedural concerns and the treatment of inmates within the prison system. The abrupt termination of Robinson's legal call despite explicit court permissions, raises serious questions about the adherence to legal protocols and the respect for inmate rights. Judge Chamberlain's decision to delay his ruling indicates a thoughtful approach to these complex issues, reflecting the gravity of the situation.